that kind of pride stops any real deep introspective work. And, there's a great part of reflection, but when we move into that pride, we're actually stopping the evolutionary process because we believe that we know better.
Mhm.
And listen, I can be prideful, but I also know the more I know, the less I know. And that kind of attitude allows me to go, okay, I really might not know what I'm talking about here, or there might be a bigger question, or maybe there's something more that I get to explore about myself. When I pause and I activate enoughness from there, then the pride dissipates and then I can move into curiosity pretty quickly.
Yeah, we're so afraid sometimes to show our insecurities that we don't ask questions, we don't seek help, we don't explore new possibilities because we feel it's going to reveal our weaknesses or something, our inadequacies. But I loved what you said, Jen, about it stops the evolutionary process. We can't evolve if we don't get curious and ask and step out of our comfort zone. So.
It's like, we think we know, we think we've been there. And what does it mean to go into anything, like to come into this conversation, to come into work with a client, with a child, with whomever, and to assume we don't know, and to be okay with not knowing. And in the not knowing, have the ability to ask the question, to dig a little deeper, and to admit that we don't know. Like that is, that takes courage, put it that way.
Carol, how does this show up in the body?
So that's a good, very, very good question. So whenever I'm working with a client and I feel like there's an elephant standing on my chest, I go right there, get curious and say, okay, what are you disappointed about? What are you sad about? Grief could be I've lost my job or I stubbed my toe. So it helps me be curious and ask the right questions. And I also loved what Jen said about the not enoughness. That really that stops a lot of us until we realize, and it makes us be curious maybe about our own selves to say, okay, oops, why is this coming up? So we can ditch that not enoughness.
And Beth, this must come up in your work.
Oh, it totally does. I mean, even, as a writer, for me, it comes up in, writer's block or procrastination, but I see it in when people feel that they're in a vulnerable place based on questions that I'm asking them to figure out what their clear message is. Yeah, pride definitely does come in there. It's a defense mechanism, right?
Yeah. Amazing.